All right, let's get right into our recap of Session 3. Remember where we left off in Session 2? We had a dragon circling over Phandalin, and some guy shows up claiming he's the god Talos, a totally normal Tuesday. Well, now we get to see the fallout from all that chaos. Let's dive in.
So, you can imagine the mood in Phandalin is not great. The fear has just twisted into this ugly paranoia. And guess who they're pointing fingers at? Yep, our very own Boris. That little detail about him once worshipping Talos? Yeah, that's not a private matter anymore. It's a full-blown public accusation, and the town is turning on one of the very people trying to save them.
This just cranks the difficulty up to 11 for our heroes. I mean, fighting a dragon, that's a clear objective, but how in the world do you fight fear itself? How do you fight distrust when it's spreading like wildfire? All of a sudden, they're not the saviors anymore. In the eyes of the town, they could be the enemy.
So while all this drama is unfolding in the town square, Boris is having a complete crisis of faith. He ducks away to the Shrine of Luck, of all places, looking for something. Answers, maybe? From a goddess he doesn't even worship. This goes way deeper than just clearing his name. We're talking about a guy questioning his entire purpose, his very soul.
And you can really see why he's so torn. You've got these two totally opposite forces pulling at him. On one side, there's Talos, the god of storms. His whole deal is power through destruction, fear, and chaos. Then on the other side, you've got Tamora, the goddess of luck. Her philosophy is completely different. It's all about making your own luck, about chance and opportunity. It's brute force versus, well, a roll of a dice.
And then, get this, Tamora actually appears to him, and she drops a line that just shatters his entire worldview. She says, "Perhaps, Boris Rightwell, you are just lucky." Just lucky. Think about that for a second. That shipwreck where he was the only survivor. He always believed Talos saved him for some dark purpose. But what if it wasn't some grand divine intervention? What if he just got lucky? In that one moment, his whole past gets rewritten.
And after this encounter, Boris is left with nothing. His connection to his god is just gone. Now, for a cleric, that is basically the end of the line. No more divine magic, no healing spells, zip. He's standing at this massive crossroads. Does he try to go back to the raw, chaotic power of the Tempest? Or does he take a leap of faith and embrace the total randomness of luck? Whatever he decides is going to redefine his character completely.
So while Boris is having this huge internal meltdown, the spotlight swings right over to Whiffer. And for him, the focus is shifting outward. His past has always been a total blank slate, even to him, but that's all about the change. It's a perfect pivot from one character's crisis right into another's.
And what kicks it all off? A totally random encounter at the Phandalin Miners Exchange. Remember that dwarf prospector Dazzling Greyshard from before? Well, she's there, and she spots something on Whiffer's sword, a family crest. Just that one little detail is the key that unlocks a mystery that's been buried for years.
You have to remember, Whiffer knows nothing about his family. He was abandoned as a child. So this is huge. For the first time in his life, he has a real clue. A name, Brightblade. It's like a door just creaked open to a past he didn't even know existed.
And it turns out the Brightblades weren't just some random family. Oh no, they were famous. Founders of this huge company, Brightblade Iron X. They were brilliant inventors who mysteriously disappeared. And here's the kicker, rumor has it they were working on a revolutionary new weapon. And their last known partners on this project? The Gnomes of Gnomengarde.
And just like that, everything clicks into place. The party needs a weapon to fight the dragon. Whiffer needs to find out who his parents were. And wouldn't you know it, both roads lead to the exact same place. Gnomengarde, a home known for two things, incredible genius and incredibly unstable magic. What could possibly go wrong?
So, Gnomengarde, how do I put this? It's weird, like really weird. The party gets there and finds out a few ground rules. Rule 1, everybody speaks in the third person. Rule 2, wild magic is surging everywhere, so reality is kind of optional. Rule 3, spontaneous dance parties are not just encouraged, they are mandatory. And oh yeah, there are mimics and doppelgangers hiding everywhere. It's this perfect mix of whimsical, chaotic, and super dangerous.
But hey, even in all that madness, they managed to get down to business and haggle for that crossbow. And apparently, the gnomes' one weakness is seafood? The party walks away with this high-tech weapon for 125 gold pieces and a barrel of crabs. Honestly, that's a steal. And this is where it gets really interesting. The gnome engineers, these two named Fibblestib and Dabbledub, they see the bright blade crest, and it's instant recognition. It turns out they didn't just build this crossbow. They actually worked directly with Whiffer's parents on their big, secret project.
See, the crossbow was just one piece of the puzzle. What Whiffer's parents were really building was something much bigger. We're talking about a one-of-a-kind artifact designed to channel and control wildly different kinds of magic. A weapon powerful enough to take down a dragon, for sure, but way more sophisticated than anyone imagined.
But of course, it's never that easy, is it? Just when they think they've got their solution, there's a catch. A huge one. They have the weapon, but they're about to find out a key component is missing. And finding that is going to be a whole lot harder than trading seafood with gnomes.
So the gnomes lay it all out for them. The secret to making this weapon actually work, to handle all that crazy power, it needs a very specific ingredient: bark from the legendary Gulthea tree. Without it, the super weapon is basically a fancy, useless hunk of metal.
Okay, so simple enough, right? Just go get some bark. Well, about that, where is this tree? Funny story, it used to be right here in Gnomengarde. In fact, it was the very thing keeping all the magic in the area stable. But then, this blood anchorite named Granax shows up with his orc army and, get this, steals the entire tree. The whole thing. All those wild magic surges the party dealt with, that's because the tree that was holding it all together is just gone.
So here's where they stand. They have the frame of the weapon, a piece of Whiffer's own history in their hands, which is incredible, but it's completely powerless. The one thing they need to turn it on has been ripped out of the ground and carted off by an enemy army. It's the classic so close yet so far situation.
And that's where Session 3 leaves us. The party has a broken weapon and a dragon breathing down their necks. It all comes down to one question, really. How do you fight a dragon when your only hope for victory is incomplete?